Good morning, everyone. It is Saturday morning, coffee and questions
Wait.
time.
We have all the kids.
Yeah, they're all gathered around, sorting and stuff. So I have to apologize for getting the newsletter, Friday's newsletter out. I actually posted it this morning, but the YouTube kept going down and it was just having some connection issues and different things. So it got too late, and yesterday Dad and I had taken a trip to Phoenix and didn't get back till the afternoon. So anyway, I apologize, but it's been up now for several hours, and this will be up soon. So anyway, so you get two of them on Saturday, I guess. So today's question, I wrote, I think this is from a lady named Mary Ann I had a conversation with a couple weeks ago, and it just said something like, how do you deal with loose knots? So I'm going to go over that. Remember, guys, this stuff, and like in the newsletter yesterday, you could see when I was sanding off, I didn't show you that I did it, but you could see when I was sanding off the back of the sign that there were several knots in there, and I had puttied them up. So I use a series, and I've showed these before, but just in case, I use a series of 3 different putties, depending on how dark where I am puttying at. Walnut, golden oak, and natural kind of gives me 3 different shades of putty, and it works out really well. I really like this stuff. So if you've got a board that is like this, I would use the putty on these 2 where those cracks are, and I would putty both sides. You may have to do it twice because you get a little bit of shrinkage in that stuff. Not much, but a little bit. So you might have to do it twice, but it dries really fast. Now on this particular one, this knot, this isn't, well, it is actually a little bit loose. It's not real loose, but it's a little bit loose. If you have a loose knot like this, I would use just a white glue. This happens to be Gorilla brand, but a lot of you guys use Titebond, and that's really good stuff. I use that too. If you have a knot like this, it doesn't necessarily mean you can't use that part of the board. Throw some glue in there, let it set overnight, and then you should be able to route right through it, and it shouldn't be any issue at all. So just glue it from both sides. So the reason I remember our conversation now, the reason that this conversation even came up is because she was going through the boards, the fencing boards down at Home Depot or Lowe's, and there was a lot of them that she just set aside that would have worked just fine for signs, but they had loose knots, so she completely eliminated those from being in her bunch. So if you have a process where you can putty these or glue them, depending on whether they're loose knots and they push or they're just cracks in here, the knots add a lot of character to the sign, in my opinion. I used to be, way back years ago, I wouldn't even take it if it had any kind of a knot in it. It had to be completely clear. But anymore, I find that people really like the idea of having knots integrated into their sign. Or in some cases, it'll be in a background where it won't matter anyway. So don't eliminate some of these boards just because some of the knots are loose. This has even got a knot on the edge. And you can see the split, the crack there, but that wouldn't eliminate it for me. I'll just putty that up and use it just like it would be, just solid board. So anyway, that's just, again, that's my process, guys. You may have a better process, or you may not even be using this cedar fencing stuff. But if you are, don't eliminate it just because you got loose knots in there or cracked knots. So that's just my take on it. All right, so hope that helps. And again, I've showed this stuff many times on videos, but there may be new people that haven't got to those videos before, so I wanted to show that. So this is from a guy up in North Dakota that I talked to several times on the phone, and these are his very first signs, and the guy can be a great sign carver, no doubt. He's a paint and body guy. I don't know.
There we go.
He's a paint and body guy. So the paint that he used on these letters, these are his girls, the paint that he used on these letters has a kind of a metal flake in there. And so he painted them different than the way I do it, but really cool looking signs. He put the graphics on there, and so did a great job on the signs, and obviously Christmas gifts for the girls. So Dennis is my sign carver of the day. Did a great job on those, and I've talked to him many times, and he's a paint and body guy. So we had some really great conversations, hot rods and such. So. And he does a lot of, actually, the big thing up there evidently is snowmobiles. So he does a lot of custom snowmobiles and paint jobs and stuff, which is a whole nother world to us in Arizona. So,
Yeah.
or at least this part of Arizona. Okay, you guys. So that is it for today. So keep those. Yes.
Sorry for the shadows, but
Oh.
if
Yeah. Sorry for the shadows. It's kind of tough to find the right position when we're
yeah.
filming out here on the porch. I like to be outside as much as I can. Now that spring is kind of on the way, but
yeah,
the
and
shadows.
it's better to have the sun in front of me where I'm squinting than have Eric squinting trying to read his questions and sign carvers.
Yeah, so we're constantly kind of playing musical chairs around the table trying to find the best place. So I know that this side of my face is lit up and I've got kind of shadows over here, but
Besides, this
hopefully.
way you get the mountain views behind Eric.
Yeah, in fact, somebody commented on that the other day. They love the mountain views. So anyway, guys, have a great weekend. Valentine's Day is tomorrow, so happy Valentine's Day to everybody out there. Hope you guys have an awesome weekend. I guess it's a 3-day weekend President's Day thing
Day,
on
yeah.
Monday, so hope everybody's out. You're probably out riding quads or motorcycles or fishing. That's where I wish I was. Anyway, everybody have a great weekend. Happy Valentine's Day, and we'll see you on Monday morning. Bye.